From your perspective, what happened with Dad?
When your sister was a baby, from the time she was born almost, she was very difficult. So we kept trying to figure out what was wrong. So it was 1999, just after Columbine. I'd had her in to see the psychiatrist, put her on different medications, for, she was 7. Finally got a therapist, and then within 6 weeks, your sister disclosed that your dad had been molesting her, touching her inappropriately. And the therapist at that time really helped me understand that is where the behavior issues that we had with Jamie came from. And a child at 7 can't process that, let alone a child, from infancy. I'm a single mom, and I'm raising 2 kids, one with very severe post-traumatic stress, myself with post-traumatic stress. Not only did I lose my husband, my best friend, the person I had planned to spend the rest of my life with, I also lost my partner in raising children, lost that income, and it was very destructive, not just on the family relationship, but on the family core. I wasn't working, so immediately after that I had to go to work. That just kind of added to the whole abandonment issues, especially with Jamie. She was used to having me around, and all of a sudden now I'm at work all the time. So I think it just added to her stress level and her guilt on top of that.
How do you continue to deal with the fallout of that event?
It's a daily battle still. We have our good times and our bad times. There's, medication that we take for the depression, the PTSD, so medications, but then continued therapy. DBT training classes that will help to kind of help us, strengthen us constantly to, how do I put it, to deal with side effects of all this. It changes your life forever. It's manageable. So I guess on a daily basis, we continue to manage.
What advice would you have to someone else in the same sort of situation?
I would tell people to be more vocal than I had the ability to be 20 years ago when this happened. The more we talk about it, first of all, the less stigmatized child sexual abuse becomes. But the more we talk about it too, the more familiar the words become, easier to say for people, less damning, less blame put on it. I think people really need to understand that sex offenders are master manipulators, and it makes I would have to be an absolute genius to have known what was going on because of the way his genius was able to manipulate the situation.
How do you feel about the current mental health care treatment system? I guess what improvements do you think could be made?
Less time still blaming the victim, and more time empowering the victims. still 20 years later, I know you want to be the strong one that overcomes everything, but there are still lasting effects on a daily basis, and that's never going to go away. But instead of blaming the victim for their behaviors on that, I think it would be good if we could do more to empower them, to make it less impactful.
Thank you very much, Mom.
You're very welcome.